Ready? Good afternoon, Mr. Olstein. Can you tell us if you are presently employed? I am. By whom are you employed? Bow Industries. And does Bow Industries do any business under the name of Red Hook Realty, Inc.? No, Red Hook Realty is a separate company. How do you know Red Hook Realty, Inc.? It has similar ownership as Bow. And who are the other principals of Red Hook Realty? Defendant's counsel objection. The court objection is overruled. The principals, I don't really know. Do you have any relationship with Red Hook Realty, Inc.? I'm an officer. What is the purpose of Red Hook Realty, Inc.? Red Hook Realty is simply a company that owns a building. What is the address of that building? We refer to it as 73rd Avenue, that's in Glendale, Queens. Is that the only property that Red Hook Realty owns? Yes. What year did Red Hook Realty buy the property? Defendant's counsel, I object, irrelevant. The court overruled in 1993. Now, if we refer to that piece of property at the premises, you will understand? Yes. When Red Hook purchased the premises, were there any tenants in that building? Yes. And who was the tenant at that time? The main tenant, I don't recall who the main tenant was. There was an ancillary tenant, which was Fabrice Design. And for what purpose did Red Hook purchase that building? It was an investment, you know, just a real estate investment. What happened to the other tenant other than Fabrice? I presume they moved. Did they move prior to your purchase of the building? I don't recall. At any time, did any company that Red Hook Realty may have an interest in move in as a tenant? Defendant's counsel, irrelevant. The court overruled. After the purchase, you mean? Yes, after the purchase. Well, after the purchase, Bow Industries moved in. And that's the company that you actually work for? That's correct. And what is the purpose of Bow Industries business? Bow Industries, the nature of the business, you mean? We're screen printers. We print garments. When you purchased the building, was there an existing lease between the tenant and the previous owners? Yes, there was. At that time, did you negotiate a new lease or did you assume the old lease? I'm not sure. Do you remember how much time was remaining on that old lease? Defendant's counsel, objection, Your Honor. The court overruled. That's a yes or no. I don't recall. At any time after Red Hook Realty purchased the premises, did you in fact negotiate a new lease with Fabric for its tenants? Yes. Do you remember what year that was? I don't recall specifically. I believe it was 1995. Plaintiff's counsel, Judge, could we just show the witness the copy of the lease? The court, has this been marked? Plaintiff's counsel, I believe so, yes. The court, it's marked and in evidence. Take a look at that. Sure. I'm going to ask you to take a look at what has been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. Does that refresh your recollection? Yes. Of the year? What was it? 1995. What was the actual term of the lease? 2 years, 9 months. And were there payments to be made on a certain schedule? Defendant's counsel, objection. The court overruled. The payments are made monthly. How much were the monthly payments? $5,267.42. With respect to rent payments, did Fabric Company, with the requirements of the lease on a monthly basis, comply thereby? They often complied. They were often late with their payment, but for the most part they complied up until the event which brought us here today. Were there any demands for payment made to Fabric during that time? Can you identify for us that document? I can. I've never seen it before, but I can tell you what it is. If you know, what is it? It's a statement of rent due. Can I borrow your stapler? This thing came apart, sorry. It's a statement of rents owing and payments made during Fabric and Red Hook Realty and showing a balance due in arrears. Defendant's counsel, at that point I have to object. I don't want him to testify about the contents. He said he never saw it before. The court, well, if this is being offered in evidence, the witness said he's never seen it before. No foundation. Plaintiff's counsel, well, Judge, I was going to ask him if that's the type of document that would be generated as a business record as part of the business of Red Hook Realty. The court, well, we need some foundation as to whether or not he would know that. Mr. Bowles, was it in the regular course of your duties with Red Hook to examine the rent bills that went out? No, it was not. Who would be responsible for that? Daniel Brash. And yeah, it sounds like.